so this whole story started because I was a recorder player. So when I first met the gaita, I had already been playing the recorder since the age of 5, so I was able to move around my fingers a little bit and miraculously get a sound out of it. But this is how I came to the bagpipes, by already being a wind instrument player. So I was already playing a very unpopular instrument, so I decided to choose another unpopular instrument. Of course, that's how it goes. But as a recorder player, I made myself one promise, and that was to never, ever, ever play the transverse flute. Because when I was at music school, everybody, at the age of 12, 13, would go on to play a real instrument.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the transverse flute. And so I was like, I am never going to touch this instrument, and I'm going to show people what a recorder is supposed to sound like. So I never stopped, and I went to the conservatoire, and I studied the recorder. And yes, so, played all the concertos and everything. And now I play the recorder a lot with the different bands I play with. And I get into the bands by playing the bagpipe, which is the cool instrument, and then I whip the recorder out, say, what about this? And they're like, oh, sounds quite nice, why don't you play more of that? So I do. This tune that I'm going to play is a tune that I learned in Sweden. I travel a lot with some of my bands, and I've got I don't know, COVID happened, I don't know if we're still together or not. But we haven't played since before COVID. But anyway, everybody's gone and made families and had babies. But I'm part of this big international folk music, world music band, let's call it, fusion music band called Veldens Band. And it got started in Sweden. So I've travelled all across Sweden with this band, playing the pipes and the recorders. We actually play with a Scottish flute player called David Foley, who plays with the band Rura as well, if you know this band. Yeah, some people know him. So Foley is in our band as well. He's the baron and flute player in the band, Rura. And so during my travels there, I met some lovely musicians, and then I met this nickel harp player who told me this story. And basically, this tune was written by a nickel harp player who was walking in the woods in Sweden one day. And he sees a river at the bottom of the woods. So he goes down towards the river, and there, in the middle of the river, he sees this incredibly beautiful creature. So he moves forward to the edge of the water, and he sees the creature go further in to the water, and at some point comes out of the water and goes towards the tree line. And just as the creature gets to the tree line, they turn around. And as they turn around, they disappear. And at that moment, the musician realizes that he's in the middle of the river with water up to here, and that he almost drowned. And he realizes that what he's just seen was a water nymph. And so he went home and he wrote this tune. So at the very beginning, I'm going to do my own introduction. That is the sound of the wind in the leaves. It kind of goes well with the lightning outside.